On to the second section in the women's 4x4. And USC, led by Christine Mallard, Yemi John, Takia Chenchi, and Madison White. And Madison White, I mean, how about the day she's had? First place in the 200 and the 400. And turning in really an historic day for USC at a conference championships.
Yeah, they're going out here. A lot of confidence coming into the last race of the day, but also a lot to prove. You want to come out, and you don't want to just go out and say, oh, you know, we got the win. We finished third in the 4x4 and lock it up. They want to come out, and they want to do it emphatically. They want to get the win.
UCLA certainly a contender as well. Kayla McBride, Kaylin Fletcher, Alyssa Conyers, and Naomi Johnson. UCLA and USC, of course, one of the great rivalries now, part of the Big Ten. And in track and field especially, they meet in a dual meet every year. And this year, UCLA won that dual meet.
UCLA swept men's and women's side first time in over a decade. But when it comes to this race, it was USC who brought it home. So USC going to look to repeat what they did at the dual meet. If they can put out a performance similar to that, where they essentially solo ran a 3:27, I don't think anybody's going to be able to hang with them, but everyone's going to try.
Christine Mallard, one of the captains for USC, will get things started for the women of Troy. Michigan will begin the race with freshman Peyton Smith. Michigan in lane 5, USC in lane 6. There is Mallard. USC needs to beat Oregon in this event to win the Big Ten championship. Oregon at 112 points, USC at 111. You get points for a finish 1st through 8th.
Oregon put themselves in position to potentially score some points, finishing second in that first section. But this is what you want from a 4x4, especially for USC. You want it to mean something, and it's the best race in track and field. It's so exciting, so fun. We saw in that second section of the men's the chaos that you see. So USC is going to get out here. They're going to get after it and try and get out of that chaos as quickly as possible and see if they can hold everybody else off.
Oregon now watches the second and final section of this event, the final race of the 2025 Big Ten Outdoor Championships. Historic weekend here at Hayward Field. Again, USC and Mallard up in lane 6, fourth from the top.
Beyond USC, UCLA, Michigan has that 1-2 punch from the 400-meter hurdles, and they'll factor into this one as well with Sydney Green and Savannah Sutherland, the Canadian Olympian. Right now, USC, though, out well, and way out on the outside is Purdue. We'll see as they come into the home stretch. We'll have a little bit better of an idea of where everybody shakes out, but USC's Christine Mallard starting to make up some ground.
Mallard racing UCLA here in the first leg, but now Mallard grimacing a little bit. And it's Iowa into the exchange zone first, second from the left, along with Purdue on the far left.
A great run from Iowa and a nice exchange. You just really need to attack when you're out front like this. Make everybody else chase. You got USC sitting in second there, and they've got a little bit of work to do, but they're out of the congestion, which is really important.
That is Damaris Matunga of Iowa with the baton. Yemi John has it for USC as the field all bunches into lane 1.
Well, Yemi John, we saw earlier today competing, and she's done a good job of getting out and just holding this position. But look at Savannah Sutherland, the strength of the 400-meter hurdler, coming through into the home stretch.
Matunga trying to hang on for Iowa, hand off the baton in first, John in second for USC. Sutherland in third for Michigan.
Matunga finished third in that 400. John finished second, and they kind of went like that. Sutherland, though, really closed the gap for the Wolverines before handing off to Green.
Alicia Lucas has the baton for Iowa, and trying to keep USC at bay. Takia Sensi has it for the Trojans in this third leg. And Sensi has the lead. Sydney Green of Michigan is in third.
Sensi had to do a lot of work on the outside to get around Iowa. Green now trying to make a little move up the inside, but that's difficult to do because your teammate's going to be way out in lane 3.
Sensi in first for USC. The Trojans' time to beat, 3:38.10. That's Oregon's time, and the Trojans are well ahead of that pace. And here is Madison White, already a two-time Big Ten outdoor champion.
As you mentioned, two-time Big Ten champ. She won the 2, she won the 4. Who better to have on your anchor leg than the best 400-meter runner in the Big Ten?
Out running on fresh legs for what it's worth, but still ahead of Choma Wachukwu for Iowa, who's in second.
Wachukwu was DQ'd from the 400, so chip on her shoulder. She's trying to gun down White. There's 150 to go, and White's starting to go to the arms.
White, the sophomore superstar, coming out of the turn ahead of Wachukwu for Iowa. White has not lost ground. USC has to beat 3:38, and White is well ahead of that. USC, the Big Ten champions in the women's 4x400, and the Big Ten overall women's champions.
Madison White bringing it down to the finish line.